Hi students, in this video we shall discuss about asexual reproduction from the lesson How do organisms reproduce. What is reproduction? Reproduction is the process by which living organisms produce new individuals of the same species. Reproduction is necessary for the survival and increase in the population of a species. If organisms do not reproduce, their population decreases and the species will become extinct. Do organisms create exact copies of themselves? Yes, organisms create exact copies of themselves by reproduction process. Organisms look similar because their body designs are similar. If body designs are not to be similar, the blueprints for their designs should be similar. Thus, reproduction involves making copies of the blueprints of body design. Though all of us have similar organisms, none of us is the same. Eye color and blood type differ among individual humans. Differences in these traits are due to genetic differences or genetic variation. The chromosomes in cell nucleus contain DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. It contains information, that is blueprints or body designs that inherit from parents to offspring. DNA is the information source for making proteins. If the information is changed, different proteins will be made. It leads to change in body designs. Therefore, creation of a DNA copy is the basic event in reproduction. What is the importance of variation? Consistent DNA copying maintains body design. It helps the organism to use a particular niche. So, what do you mean by niche, children? Niche is nothing but the role of the species plays and includes the type of food it eats, where it lives, where it reproduces, and its relationship with the other species. So reproduction is linked to the stability of population of species. However, niches can change due to many reasons. Example, change in temperature and water level, meteorite hits, etc. If a niche is drastically altered, the population not suited to that niche is wiped out. Individuals having variations may be survived. For example, a bacterial population in temperate water. If the water temperature is increased by global warming, most of the bacteria die, but the few variants resistant to heat survive. Variation is thus useful for the survival of species over time. Reproduction can be of two types: sexual mode of reproduction and asexual mode of reproduction. What do you mean by sexual mode of reproduction? When two parents are involved, the gamete formation takes the method, and this is called sexual reproduction, where meiosis happens during gamete formation, which is an important step of sexual reproduction. Then, what about asexual reproduction? A sexual mode of reproduction is a type of mode of reproduction in which a single individual is responsible for creating a new generation of species. Reproductive structures are not involved. Vegetative properties of individuals are used for this process of reproduction, like stem, leaf, root, and so on. Gametes are not formed. Single parent cell gives rise to a daughter cell. Offspring formed are exact copies of the parent, and we call it as clone. There are different types of asexual reproduction like fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. The first method of asexual reproduction is fission. Fission, we have two types, children: binary fission and multiple fission. What is binary fission? Most of the unicellular organisms prefer this method for reproduction. These organisms reproduce by binary fission, especially when conditions are favorable, that is, adequate amount of food and moisture is available. The mother cell divides into two daughter cells, and each daughter cell begins to live like a new individual. Amoeba is a very good example of the organism which reproduce by binary fission. The next is multiple fission. When conditions become unfavorable, that is, food, moisture, proper temperature, etc., are not available, this is the preferred mode of reproduction by unicellular organisms. The organism develops a thick coating around itself. This is called cyst. The cyst helps the organism to tide over the bad phase. The nucleus divides into several nuclei, and each daughter nucleus is surrounded by a membrane. When favorable conditions return, the cyst dissolves or breaks down, releasing the daughter nuclei. The daughter nuclei in return grows into new individual. Plasmodium and entamoeba undergo cyst stage. The next is budding. Budding is also one of the asexual method which we can see in yeast. So yeast is an example of unicellular organisms which reproduce by budding. Hydra is an example of multicellular organism which reproduce by this method. How is budding in yeast, children? A small bud grows at any end of the yeast cell. Nucleus gets elongated and a part of it protrudes into the bud. The nucleus then divides into two nuclei. One of the nuclei goes into the bud. The bud grows to a certain extent and gets detached from the mother cell. What about in Hydra? A bud grows anywhere on the main body of the Hydra. The bud grows to a certain size and gets detached from the mother Hydra. This develops further to grow into a new individual. The next is fragmentation. Fragmentation is also a method of asexual reproduction which we see in filamentous algae, example Spirogyra. The filamental of our Spirogyra divides into many pieces and each piece develops into a new individual. The next is regeneration. In regeneration, some simple organisms regenerate a new individual from a part which has been accidentally cut off. Planaria shows good example of reproduction by regeneration. If planaria is cut into small pieces, each piece develops into a new individual. The next is spore formation. Spore formation is also one of the asexual method of reproduction. Most of the fungi, bryophytes and pteridophytes reproduce by this method. Spores are produced in special spore-bearing organs called sporangium. When spores mature, the sporangium bursts open to release them. What are the advantages of spore formation? In fact, spores give certain survival benefits to the organisms which reproduce by spores. Spores can be disseminated through air and water or even through some other carriers like animals. This helps an organism to spread its presence to a wider geographical area. Spores can also remain dormant for a long time till favorable conditions are found. Scientists consider spores are precursors of seeds. The next method is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a special case as it happens in higher plants, which otherwise have the capability to reproduce sexually. When a vegetative part of a flowering plant reproduces a new plant, it is called vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation can occur in any part of the plant body. For example, leaf of bryophyllum. Leaves of bryophyllum have notches on the margin. If a leaf is put under the soil, small saplings grow from the notches and develop into new individual. So what are the advantages of asexual reproduction? The organisms does not have to depend on another organism for carrying out reproduction because a single parent is needed. It takes less time than sexual reproduction and hence more number of offsprings can be produced in a shorter time. The offsprings are exact clones of the parent. Desirable characteristics can be easily incorporated into plants with artificial vegetative propagation. Then what are the disadvantages of asexual reproduction? As a single parent is involved, so there is negligible chance of variation. In most of the cases in simple organisms, the parent generation ceases to exist after asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction cannot give rise to biodiversity, which is important for a healthy ecosystem. I hope you have understood the concept of asexual reproduction from the lesson How Do Organisms Reproduce Children. See you in the next video. Thank you.